Alright, Scouts, since it's Friday and we all need a little bit of a break before we hit the sack for another great weekend, I'm here to tell you why I quit track and field at a young age. You see, in middle school, I decided to join track and field on a whim. I didn't really tell anyone I was doing track and field, mainly because I wanted to do pole vaulting. Pole vaulting at the time seemed cool. It seemed like the Chad thing to do. Not football, no. Not lacrosse, yuck. It was pole vaulting. But it turns out I was too short and I sucked at pole vaulting. My actual first attempt at pole vaulting, you ever see those old Looney Tunes cartoons where Wile E. Coyote will try to go up a pole vault and he'll just pancake into the floor? Yeah, that was me, except my face was met with the lovable surface of turf. So my face kind of looked like that if it was torn apart by Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So that didn't go well for me. So my coach suggests, hey, you should join the long jumping team. And thus I did. Thus began a whole new arc of pain for me. Already damaged from face planting during pole vaulting, I decided that I would take my coach's advice. And my coach's advice was very simple for long jump. You're supposed to basically go out and come at an angle into the dirt. And just kind of, wherever your butt lands, that's where they measure. That's how he kind of defined it to me. Or that's how he tried to define it to me. You see, the way he said it was, you're going to go up and you're going to come down on your butt. That's all you're going to do. And that's exactly what I did. I went up to where my altitude would rival that of Everest itself, and I slammed down like I was doing a Mario butt bomb. I swear, the entire track was silent as you hear this crunching sound happening in the dirt, that is the sand pit. And that crunching sound was something in my hips. I believe it was me cracking my pelvis in half. I don't know what it was, but it didn't sound good. And all I felt was this numbing pain crawling up my body as you hear this like sort of pain from my lower back. And my coach is like, I didn't actually expect you to just go in butt first, cuckoo, but let's get a new person on the pit. And I kind of just look over at my coach and I go, Coach, there is no way I am moving. I cannot move my body. So what does he do? He gets two guys, two very buff gentlemen, two very athletically buff gentlemen, to kind of roll me off to the side so that I can heal while watching and see how it's done properly. Also, it's a very windy day, so I have to lie there in the cold. Now, I expected these guys to do kind of like a pastry roll, like those videos where they just have the cats rolling. That's what I kind of expected. Nope, not in the slightest. These guys were doing tire flips with me. The ones that the football players do? These guys were tire flipping me down the field until I was out of the sand pit. So add the fact that I'm cracking my skull on AstroTurf and I'm being torn apart by the exact same turf that the field's made out of, which is synthetic grass. It sucks. If you skin your knee on that, it feels like burning broken shards of glass are inside that cut. That is now my entire body. It looks like I had an intimate moment with a cheese grater. That is the pain I am in right now. But oh no, the day wasn't over yet. It was far from over. For now began our first track meet. Literally the day after I got injured was our first ever track meet. And for some reason, I got lucky. I missed the entire long jumping event. So I was like, crap, I have to make it up to my team somehow. So I started with the 100-yard dash. That was how it was gonna be. I don't remember specifically it was the 100-yard dash. It was some sort of dash where I had to run a lot, and there were hurdles. And I will tell you, everyone knew I was way out of my league. I was way out of my league even though I didn't even need people to tell me. These people looked like Usain Bolt's cousin. And here I was, 90 pounds, looking like, God, who's that Russian fighter? The little Hasbula. I looked like Hasbula out on the field compared to these guys. These guys looked like Yao Ming in his prime, and here I am, little Hasbula, ready to race them. Oh God. And the embarrassment of this. I wasn't in last place. I was second to last place throughout most of the race. That was until we came upon the first and last hurdle this race would hold for me. And I had the jump ready. I was about to show these people that Air Bud had wings, that Air Bud could dunk. Nope, cut down in my prime. You see, as I jump, my knee clips the hurdle, and I just kind of, become one with the hurdle at that point and force myself forward, and there I come, face planting into the ground. My heels smack against the back of my legs as the hurdle then comes down on me and crushes my spine. The whole audience is silent at this point. The cheerleaders that were once cheering are now just staring at me like I have just been in the most horrifying accident known to man. It was like watching the birth of the Hulk right there on the field. It was like actually watching a childbirth live. That's how painful of an experience it was. But as I'm crawling out, I can't remember if I was making noises or not, but I'm pretty sure I was making like these gurgling noises because I think I swallowed my own tongue, as the entire crowd isn't chattering, no one's making a word, everyone's just watching this broken, mangled mess of a kid crawl out from the rubble and smack the turf in front of him, ending the end of his run. As I look over to the timer guy and I go, "What time did I get?" And I feel like he lied to me. I feel like I was under that hurdle for like 30 minutes and he just told me that I had a time of like 3 minutes 9 just so that I felt good about myself. I knew it wasn't 3 minutes 9. You didn't have to lie to me. You didn't have to put the kid gloves on. But after that, everyone kind of does like this golf applaud, this golf clap for me. And as two of my fellow track members come and drag me across the turf to this like little sideway that led to like a driveway where you could like bring a 4x4 gator through because they had those for like the big games. They dragged me into there, and that's an asphalt area. And remember, they're dragging me by the arms the entire time. They're not like heroic Hercules firefighter carrying me over there. No, they're just dragging my butt across turf. I'm pretty sure my shorts got pulled down a little, and a little bit of my butt crack got cheese grated by the turf. Glory days be my name. I swear. By the end of it, I was sitting there against like it was like a cinder block wall, and I looked horrible. No one needed to tell me I looked horrible. I probably looked like I went 3 rounds with Mike Tyson in his prime. I probably looked like an IKEA bed set put together by someone who lost the instructions. That's how mangled and messed up I looked like. That on top of the fact the day prior I looked like I got into a bar fight with a group of cheese graters. Like for some reason I had a debut Hell in the Cell with a bunch of cheese graters. That was my pain. And my coach comes up to me and he gets down on one knee, puts his arm around me, kind of like Buzz does in Toy Story 2 when he's talking about schmoes, and he goes, "Cuckoo, I'm not gonna lie. You did good out there, son." But then, after that compliment, came the entire spiel of some lambs are meant to be scientists, some lambs are meant to be mathematicians, some lambs become astronauts or drug dealers. But this lamb was not an athlete. Long and short of it, my coach told me that he doesn't think track is right for me. And you know what? I'm in right to agree with him. If I looked like I was beaten to death, like I was on the verge of living from one track meet, track was not for me. Track was not the solution. Anyway, that's why I quit track. Mainly because I wasn't an athlete. I knew this after that meet, after I had gotten severely beaten.